Howdy y'all, assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. Today we are going to destroy, metaphorically, a defiantly disobedient. I'm not judging anybody, he himself claims that in Arabic.
Así que veamos qué otra información científica nos proporciona el discurso eterno de Alá. Sura 86, de la ley quinta a la séptima. Que mire el hombre de qué ha sido creado. Ha sido creado de agua eyaculada que sale de entre la espina dorsal y las costillas. La verdad es que me siento un poco confundido acá, porque de acuerdo con Alá en su libro milagrosamente científico, el semen se produce entre las costillas y la columna. Y salvo que tengamos los testículos en alguna parte de esta zona del cuerpo.
I don't know how much you'll understand because he is talking in Spanish, but the subtitles are there, but they're kind of tiny. He's saying that he's like a fat Mexican David Wood. You know the kind. And he claims to be an infidel. I'm not judging anybody. I'm not being mean to anybody. How would you say that in Spanish? El David Madera. He takes the verse where it says that men or humans come from a sperm drop, which comes from a place between the spine. I approve of the word, but wait till we look at the translator, you're going to be shocked. And I approve of the translated words, the spine bone, the backbone, whatever, and the rib cage, okay? He's making fun of it because he says the testicles are not there. Granted, the testicles are not there, but he's making a very dumb, stupid mistake when it comes to biology. Apparently, he spent too much time eating, skipping biology class, not knowing where semen's produced. Where is semen produced?
El semen no se produce entre la espina dorsal y las costillas, como afirma el Corán, sino que se produce en los testículos.
Honestly, aside from this YouTube channel, aside from the blogging I've done in the past under my pseudonym jgmoss.com, from reports from people alleging things, making things up, this is one of the dumbest statements that I've ever heard anybody make. Semen is produced in the prostate gland. The liquid drop that comes out comes from the prostate gland, not the testicles. It's right in front of the tailbone, which is considered the spine, the backbone, but don't believe me, look at the science. The prostate's primary function is to produce the fluid that nourishes and transports sperm, semen. I feel like I should not go on, but I'm going to because a lot of y'all are thinking, I'm sure, and there's nothing wrong with that. Well, what about the rib cage part? What about the in between the ribs? And that's okay. Surah Al-Baqarah, the first third quarter of it says, this is the book that goes beyond doubt to those conscious of God, that it tells the truth to a T. If you think you can challenge us, bring a surah and call your witnesses other than God and prove us wrong. And so there's nothing wrong with, let's keep with the challenge. So in between so he's completely made a fool of himself by saying that semen is produced in the testicles. I mean, that's just no comment. Prostate gland, it's kind of like your lower navel. And sure, the rib cage doesn't come all the way down to the navel. It may not. But when you're talking about in between, it's not going to be like to the degree in between. Like this hand is to the degree of the camera here. this pen, let's put it right here, is between my finger and the camera. Whether you see it or not, it's right here. Not convincing enough that in between will not apply to this hand is in between the phone and me, even though it is. Not because you cannot see it, not convinced. Okay, let's take it. Let's give a little bit more proof, concretely, very concretely. And it's very interesting. I just now discovered this because last year, my father was diagnosed with prostate cancer, early stage. And they were afraid that it was going to spread to the bones, primarily the rib cage. Why is that? I've never once had pondered this until I did the research to debunk el infidelo. He calls himself the infidel. He calls himself el infidelo Castro. So obviously there's a connection between where the prostate and the rib cage. Don't believe me? Just look. The bones most commonly affected are the spine, the hips, and the ribs. So when men get prostate cancer, the closest places where it spreads are the bones, not just any bones, but the spine, the rib cage. Obviously, there is a link in between there. Mi amigo el mexicano infidelo. Knockout. Wait for the surprise. So this dude obviously is Mexican from somewhere in South America, somewhere from the Caribbean. But he's Mexican, obviously. He speaks Spanish, that makes him Mexican. No, that's not racist. I'm Mexican too, so what's the big deal? Get over it.
Él sale de en medio de la crucifixión y el lamento.
All glory be to the Lord of the worlds. I have no clue why the Spanish translation comes out to what it does. Let me translate it for you. It literally says, from the verse he's mocking, it says, he comes out from crucifixion and misery. Perhaps that's a sign about him. Perhaps that's a warning to him. Allah knows best. All of this is genuine. All of this is on the spot. None of it is planned. None of it is plotted. Whether you believe it or not, I really don't care. I bear witness that there are no gods besides the God Allah. And I bear witness that Muhammad, peace be upon him, is the messenger of the God, Allah Almighty. Assalamu alaikum, my peace, I'll leave y'all.